Hey, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And this morning's show, as usual, this is going to be our preview show of Week 5 of the 2020 NFL season. And we got some interesting things going on Week 5. And unfortunately, because of the climate that we live in, it feels like we got to be up to date with all CDC stuff that goes on and all the health stuff. Because as of this morning, the Pats and the Titans facilities have been shut down because staffers have positive tests. And the spike, for anybody that don't know, the spike for positive COVID tests have been going up. So this is definitely noteworthy for what the show that we try to do. So, what's up, fellas?
So,
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, we're gonna just go through these 1 o'clock games.
Need to recap Thursday though. Give Pat his time.
Oh, we'll let Pat. We just talked about Thursday. We ain't even gonna mention it. You know, Pat is a big bear down guy,
Give him his
big
time.
Chicago fan, and we just gonna let Pat talk about Thursday. Go ahead, Pat.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. We did what we had to do. What else can I say?
Okay.
You had my man thinking he had another down. What's up with that?
Can I? Hey, Pat. I want to ask you one question.
Anytime you can make Tom Brady go crazy, man, it's a great day. So
lose it.
So how did you feel about that, Pat? Because you are a Michigan fan as well.
So am I. So watch your mouth, Q.
I mean, he had to beat his guy.
Wait, he a Michigan fan on the low? I never knew that.
He had to beat his guy.
Damn.
So, Pat, let me ask you: did Nagy have you going crazy passing that football?
Nagy has me going crazy every game since he's been here. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't mind. I didn't mind that pass because we could not kick a field goal from where we were. So you could run the ball, but what if we take a 2-yard loss? Because our line wasn't going to block anybody that whole game on the running side. So you take a 2-yard loss. Now you're putting Santos at a 50-yarder. He's 8 for 19 in his career from that range. So I think Matt Nagy plays a lot like Andy Reid, man. They're aggressive at the end of games. That's why they lose some of them. That's what we learned it from. But it worked out.
Yeah, they just NFL just announced the Pats Broncos game is moved to next Sunday. And I mean the Pats, for lack of better words, man, their schedule is all over the place this year, and it's kind of crazy because the NFL is fighting to get through this season with a couple of these teams. Definitely the Titans with what they did. I know me and Dwayne talked about it during the week how the Titans, they had all these players working out and breaking the COVID rules, and it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all not taking it serious enough, where y'all not having any respect for and it goes back to what we discussed many times, that even if you don't feel as though the COVID is that serious for you, at least give the next person the respect by wearing a mask. And it's really unfortunate that the Titans chose to be selfish. I have, me and Dwayne, and we always talk about how we like to coach a lot. But come on, guys, like at the end of the day, just follow the protocol so y'all can try to get through the season, because y'all are one of the better teams that have an opportunity.
I think it's interesting that some of the other NFL teams and players just like make them forfeit. And, I don't have a problem with that. Like, the only thing I didn't like about it, the NFL was like, if they forfeited, they wouldn't get paid and the Bills wouldn't get paid. But I don't think that's right. The Bills should get paid. It's not them. If the game got to be forfeited, that should be all on Tennessee, because you having secret meetings at high schools to have practice and stuff like that. It's just, as we stated, and you don't want to keep like beating a dead horse, but you can't bubble NFL teams. It's just too many people.
Yeah. So we're gonna move right along. First game, we got the 2-2 Carolina Panthers going down to Atlanta against the 0-4 Falcons.
I think the Falcons get their first win of the season. They need it. They desperately need it. They're at home, so I think they get one in the win column. We know that Quinn is just playing out the season. There's no way they could bring him back next year. But they're too talented to be 0-4, man. Like they really are. But yeah, I think they get their win today.
What do you think, Ant?
I think they, like I said, football is unpredictable. You'd like to, have a crystal ball, but I actually think Teddy and them pull it out. I want to see the Falcons win, but it just seems like every week it's like they're gonna find. We're just in another episode of how are they gonna lose again? Like how are they gonna find a way to lose again? Like it's incredible. Like it's incredible the way they lose sometimes. It's like wow, they can't even make it up. So I expect Teddy to have a good game again. I expect them to win, and I see another 0-5 for them. Like I really don't see the Falcons winning because their like secondary is so decimated. Like everybody got hurt last week. Like they were putting linebackers in at safety because like all their guys are just out. So I expect Teddy to take advantage of that and lead them to another win.
What do you think, Pat?
Well, I mean, we play the Panthers next, so I hope they win. I don't think either of them are very good. I don't know if Atlanta 0-5 though, man. That's a tough one to bet on. So
I'm gonna take Atlanta, and the only reason why I'm taking Atlanta because they can score, and if they get you in a track meet, I don't know if Carolina has the weapons to match score with them once they go through that scoring stuff. So, which Carolina, the coach is going to try to always, because he's implementing a new culture, he's going to try to keep it close to the vest. I don't think they have the weapons to score 30 game in and game out like Atlanta. Atlanta's biggest problem that I see is that leaky defense. I mean, it's bad. They need a plumber down there immediately on that defense, but I kind of got the Falcons. The next game is the Raiders and the Chiefs. That old AFL rivalry right there. What do you think, Anthony?
I think it's going to be the Chiefs, but I think the Raiders will show up and they'll score some points. Sometimes the Chiefs, I guess. You know how a really good team can get lazy sometimes, and not play up to the competition. I think the Chiefs sometimes they do that, and that's how they let a team like LA or San Diego, with the Chargers sneak up on them, or like last week, the Patriots played them really good for a half, until they decide to wake up and play. So. I think it's gonna be the Chiefs. They have too many weapons. They have a healthy Patrick Mahomes, healthy running back. All their wide receivers, even Watkins are on the field. So I expect them to win. But I expect David Carter to score some points. So that's pretty much the gist of that game.
Pat, what do you think about the Raiders and the Chiefs?
Chiefs. I don't think many teams can match the Chiefs and what they can put offensively. So Raiders are okay, but you take out home field out of everything this year, so that kind of changes how you look at games. A lot of times you pick a home team, and maybe now you just pick who you think's better until that weather hits.
Dwayne, what do you think?
Patrick Mahomes is 13-1 in his career against teams in the NFC West I think that moves to 14-1 today.
I'm gonna pick the Raiders, man. Not to go against you guys. I just have a feeling that Gruden is going to, because of the Chiefs like to start off slow. What Gruden is going to try to do is play keep away, where they're going to really slow the game down and try to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline as their 12th defender on the field. Keep him on the sideline is very important because once that offense get into a flow and they start playing downhill, you're in trouble. So I think the Raiders need this game a lot. Going 3-2 or better than 2-3 for them is big. So I'm gonna take the Raiders this game. And now it's a game in MetLife that I have to talk about, where the Arizona Cardinals are coming to town. And what do you think, Pat? You heard me, Pat? I can't hear him. Dwayne, what do you think about the Cardinals and the Jets?
Flacco's first start since week 8 of 2019. The Gase watch should have been in effect last year. So I think the Cardinals come into MetLife and win. I just hope the playing surface is up to par because every game at MetLife this year, we get ankles, we get knees, we get everything. So they got to figure out what's going on with that turf.
What do you think, Ant?
Yeah, like I said, Flacco starts. That's basically the Jets saying they've put up the white flag. It's over. The real question is, why is Adam Gase a head coach? like that team is awful. Like that team is.
Check it out, Anthony with the low blow early.
That team is awful, man. Like everything about that team. Like, I was talking with a friend yesterday just about the organization. And even if they lose every game and get Trevor Lawrence, they're gonna find a way to ruin it. Like, I guarantee you, like something bad is gonna happen.
Dwayne, didn't you have something real positive to say about the Jets facilities?
Oh, their facilities is amazing. Like I went there for a coaching clinic.
The structure is terrible.
Yeah, their facilities are amazing, but the organization is a mess. Hopefully, the Johnsons will move out the way and let Joe Douglas do what he do. He knows how to build football teams, and they got to allow him to hire his own coach because, like I said, Gase is just – when your whole team doesn't like you, there's a reason for that, man. He has no respect for the players he coaches. None of them have a good thing to say about him.
Hey, Pat, can you hear us? He can't hear us. But so look, Anthony.
You're talking about the Cardinals.
Okay, yeah, we talking about the Cardinals and the Jets, Pat.
Yeah, I mean the Jets are a mess. I can't really see them beating anybody. Maybe Miami, they have a shot.
Well, we're going for. I'm gonna take the Cardinals in this game. Going forward, when we start doing Jets game week by week, I'm just gonna do a pulse check with Anthony and Dwayne. And the question I'm gonna pose to Anthony is Gates fired yet? And the question I'm gonna ask is Dwayne every week is, do you trade Sam Darnold? So that's gonna be our question whenever we do a Jet game. The rest of the
listen, I'm gonna say one thing about that. The Jets are so bad that if they played each other, they were tied. Like they can't even complete. Like they can't even complete. They can't even complete the mission of winning. It's just how bad the organization is. It's terrible.
Oh man,
they're bad, man. They're a bad squad.
Y'all crazy, yo. So the next game is the fight for the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm telling you, from somebody who lives in Pennsylvania, it is going down. Pittsburgh, Philly, and it's in Pittsburgh. Remember, it's no fans. One of the things that I just want to say is I don't think a lot of people realize they got the most expensive defensive line in football, but the Eagles' defensive line, fellas, get after it.
Yeah.
They go get you. So just be mindful when you make your pick. That defensive line is real interesting. Now, the rest of the team, They probably at St. Luke's Hospital still, but what do you think, Wayne?
Pittsburgh. That's it. I mean, you talking about the Eagles' defensive line getting after it. Have you seen the Eagles' offensive line and going up against this Blitzburg defense? Carson Wentz going to be running for his life all day. I like Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh big, actually.
Anthony, what do you think?
Like I said, they played us last week. Like you said, defensive line, they went after us. We had a backup. They went after us. Even with all that, still had a chance to win, but we didn't. We didn't. So, but like I said, like Dwayne said, that Pittsburgh defense, man, you have both, because they're like, their defensive line isn't as good, but they still got Watt's little brother out there. So they got a linebacker crew that flies all around the field. Ben's playing, and I expect them to win. I expect them to win. It was good that the Eagles got a win against us yesterday. That was a confidence booster that put them in in first place in a very, very bad division. But like I said, I expect them to lose. I like Dwayne. I expect them Pittsburgh to win big.
Pat, what do you think, Pat?
Oh, I like the Steelers by quite a bit. I think they're going to win by more than 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Well,
I'm just not a believer in the Eagles. I know they played well last week, but I've seen their other games too. So I think last week wasn't really indicative of what rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Awful in certain games.
And if Beathard started that game, the 49ers may have won it because Mullins basically coughed that game away to the Eagles.
Threw the interception right to him.
Right to him. There was no 49er in the vicinity. It was like he was playing catch with the linebacker of the Eagles.
I'm at no other choice but to pick the Steelers because unfortunately I don't trust no NFC East team whatsoever. I have no confidence in what I've seen in the NFC East. Might be the worst division of football that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we're talking about that the team who wins the NFC East, unless something drastically happens, the team who wins the NFC East might win 6 games to win that division.
Yeah,
6 or 7 games.
6 and 10, 7 and 9.
So
that'll be your
I can't trust none of them teams picking. So that's going to lead us to, basically I can already tell you who I'm picking the next game. Next game we're going to go on to is the Rams and Washington football team. Almost did it again, Dwayne. I'm picking the Rams.
That's a tough one.
The reason why I believe that Washington football team, though I don't like the way Ron Rivera did Haskins and it's kind of crazy, I believe that even though he's coming back from a serious injury, Alex Smith, because he doesn't turn the ball over, he gives them the best chance to win. But Kyle Allen is terrible. So it's kind of weird that he would give up. He was bench Haskins, make Haskins the third string quarterback.
I know why they're doing that though.
Yeah, I mean he has familiarity with him. He was just quarterback in Carolina. That's why he's going. He's going to who he knows.
Not only that though, but like you got to figure, what is the Redskins' record?
Washington, sir. No such thing as the Redskins.
Sorry, what is? I can't even formulate that in a sentence. What is
quarterback?
They're 1-3.
The football team's record is 1-3, right?
They're half a game out of the division lead, though.
And actually, the way the NFL is, you would have to say they're in the division lead because they're the only team with a division win.
Okay, so here's the dilemma, right? Here's the dilemma. You can make the playoffs, right, with that team in that conference, right? You could. It's possible. But would you risk that making the playoffs and then losing out on getting a better quarterback? Because right now, benching your first round pick from what, like 2 years ago, is what happened. So you don't want him to play anymore because he's not good and making him third string. So obviously you want one of the quarterbacks that are coming out this year. You have your choice of maybe Trevor, Fields, or Lance. You know, unless I'm missing somebody else.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Ant. Do you think? Because I see what you're saying. Do you think NFL GMs and personnel people think like we think when it comes to that? Because
for quarterbacks,
the reason why I say that is that we all know that Haskins basically got drafted so early because his roommate was Daniel Snyder's son. So you think that Rivera, even though he has some sort of carte blanche to run that team, you think he would bench somebody to lose games to possibly be able to get a franchise quarterback?
Absolutely. I think they would do, especially if they know you don't have a chance of winning anything else and stuff like that. And you have a chance to get a generational quarterback, which is what they're saying, and Trevor Lawrence. I absolutely believe they would do it. Only for this year, because there's certain quarterbacks that everybody likes. And like when Andrew Luck was out, everybody liked Andrew Luck. There weren't too many people that said, "Oh, Andrew Luck's not good." You have a chance to get a Trevor Lawrence. That's like a franchise changing quarterback. So I absolutely believe you got to figure Darnold is sitting. Now they've made him they hadn't even made Haskins the backup. Usually, if you're a first round pick and you get benched, you at least are the backup. You're not a third string quarterback to a guy that just came off a catastrophic leg injury, and we haven't even seen him, Alex Smith, in actual practice or game situations.
I think that's a lot to even, because it's a crapshoot. Because one thing about NFL players is that the players are going to play hard. Most of them, for the most part, and they got incentive to play hard. A lot of them got these contracts that's going to be based off of performance.
That's
true. One thing I've noticed about tanking, the NFL the players really don't do it. And what I mean is, Lawrence, I'm not saying that Lawrence is not a generational talent, but NFL players is so different than any other sport, because you could go to a guy could come out, for example, Andrew Luck, the last 5-star quarterback we've seen that had everything.
Yeah.
Because he went to the Colts is the reason why he's not in the NFL anymore, because the Colts was negligent with getting him an offensive line until it got too late.
That's true.
So I say that to say that for Washington, a team that has not won a division, not had a playoff win in 20-something years, I think that would be crazy for them
Well, here's this real quick. I just want to say this before you move to somebody else. You got to figure this. As a GM, you know what your team needs. You know what your team is good at. You know what your team is bad at, right? So now, if you commit yourself to making a bad thing worse, like you said, Kyle Allen sucks. He's not good. If you wanted a game manager, somebody that can maybe win you a couple of games, you would try Smith. Kyle Allen's not good. So I think they're committed to losing. I think they're just like, you know what? Let's pack it in. Because even if we get to the playoffs, it's not going to make any sense because we're going to lose. I don't even think, like I said, I don't think they can beat the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys are going to be the playoff team out of that division. I don't care what anybody says. They're going to be the team out of that division. They're going to be it. I guarantee you this team. The Cowboys are going to be the playoff team out of that division.
Pat, the Rams are the Washington team, Pat. Dwayne.
I hope the Washington football team loses every game they ever play. First of all, I think what they're doing to Dwayne Haskins is a crime. If you look at Dwayne Haskins' numbers this year, his numbers are better than Daniel Jones right now.
Exactly.
You drafted this guy in the first round last year. He didn't even get a full season in last year. Now with a new coach, new system, you're not letting him get a full season in this year. One thing we know about NFL quarterbacks, and one thing we know about a lot of players, there are a lot of players that are deemed can't miss, okay? Tim Couch was universally praised as a can't miss quarterback. Ryan Leaf, some teams thought you should take Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning. So quarterbacks don't always pan out the way people want them to. It's about the organization they go to. It's about what's put around them. Sam Darnold can be a very good quarterback in this NFL. He's just been dealt a bad hand being with the New York Jets. Haskins had 1 year at Ohio State. I get it. But you took this guy as a top 10 pick in the NFL, and you're not even giving him 16 full games to prove who he is. Daniel Snyder may be the worst owner in the NFL, and he wants to be like an Al Davis, Jerry Jones type, and he's nowhere near that. So Washington football team, they lose today, and I hope they lose every other game they play this year. And I hope Dwayne Haskins gets himself with a good organization and proves to be a very good quarterback that I think he is.
I agree.
We got the next game is the Bungles and the Ravens.
Ravens. I'm just gonna take. It's gonna take 2 seconds. The Ravens.
The Ravens too. I just hope because I'm starting to like them a lot. I just hope Joe Burrow could survive this game because the Ravens should be an angry football team the way they, But Joe Burrow, good luck, young man.
I like Joe Burrow, man. I like him, man. He's a good quarterback, man. I like him. Pat, it's a shame he's on the Bengals, but I like him.
Pat, what do you think, Pat?
The Ravens.
Okay. He said the Ravens. Okay, next game. Jaguars, Texans.
Well, I'll pick the Texans just because the quarterback, and again, I said, I don't think you believe in tanking, but I think the Jaguars are in the same boat. But again, Minshew, just like you said, Minshew's pride, he wants to win. He wants to win games, and against what Shad Khan, the rest of them thinking, Shad Khan's like, we want another quarterback, and Gardner's like, we have one already. But I think Deshaun leads this team to win just because Texans are just better. Bill O'Brien being fired, I think that that's just a morale boost for the team because he actively sabotaged that team for the past 2 or 3 years. So I think it's going to be one of those games where everybody sees freedom and they play well because the cloud, the witch is dead, ding dong, the witch is dead. So I expect the Texans to win that game.
I got Jacksonville. I can't trust the Texans. Jacksonville's only win was against the Texans. Jacksonville, for some reason, they got some fight in them, man. They got more fight than a lot of teams that I see, and they always seem to have players on their team that will play hard. I've only even with all the players that left the last couple of years, I only seen them play one game that was a dinker, but they actually play hard. Dwayne.
The Texans just aren't that good. I mean, David Johnson, I'm still shaking my head. I don't know what's going on.
Dwayne, what do you think?
Deshaun Watson will be the best player on this field, and I like the Texans to win the game because of Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Well, first 4:00 game, we have the Dolphins 49ers.
I think it'll be a close game. The Dolphins are in every game. They're in every game, but I think the 49ers bounce back. I believe Garoppolo is playing this week. So I think the 49ers bounce back. And the 49ers win this game. But it'll be a close one because the Dolphins keep games close. So you're looking at something like 24-17, something like that. But I like the 49ers today.
Garoppolo back. Debo back, Kittle back. This is the Mostert back. This is the first game I think we see our offense at full strength. I'm excited to see that. We still secondary still jacked up, So I think we win this game. I think it may be closer than people think it's gonna be, but because I do like the Dolphins football team. I want to see what they do when they finally put in Tua and they finally get take Fitzmagic out, because I'm tired of seeing that. I don't want to see that anymore. But I think we win this game, and we just get in sync with the Yak boys again, and we pull this one out.
I got the 49ers 23-10. I think the 49ers is going physically, as we say, Dwayne, they're going to take them physically.
Yeah, they back.
They're going to give the Dolphins problems, and I got a feeling that we might see Tua enter the game this game. This might be the game where we see a Tua sighting. So
yeah,
I'm taking the 49ers with this game. What do you think, Pat?
I like the 49ers. I do like what the Dolphins are doing overall. I mean, they've been in almost every game. So if they can get that quarterback situation figured out, I think they're building the right way.
On to one of my premier games of the week. I believe that this game, I probably won't watch this game. I know I'm not going to watch this game, but this game to me is a great game. To me, it's the best game of the week, and it's the Colts and the Browns. I'm on this Colt bandwagon because of the defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. He if you've been watching his career, he's been around the Ryan boys his whole career, and he stayed in Dallas after Rob Ryan got dismissed. And most Cowboy fans been rooting for him because he was a linebacker coach, and he went there with the Colts when Josh McDaniels had hired him, and then Josh McDaniels backed out the deal, and Frank Reich kept him. And if you look at what he's building on defense, them guys is fast, they tackle, and they never be out of position. I believe the coach is going to be the next best head coach. I'm not saying that, like Dwayne posted earlier, I'm not saying Eric Bieniemy don't deserve a job, but I'm telling you, as far as program building, Matt Eberflus is on his way. So I believe this game is going to be a very interesting game. I don't know if the Colts got enough offense to hang with the Browns, but I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to take the Colts because I think that they're going to put Baker Mayfield in a position to make a mistake or two. What do you think, Wayne?
Well, Colts defenses allow fewer than 12 points in 3 straight games, so they do play very good defense. Depending on how Baker Mayfield plays, the Browns have the ability to have, and this may sound crazy, but just bear with me. And I know they don't have Nick Chubb, but Kareem Hunt is still good. With the weapons they have, the Browns have the ability to have the most explosive offense in the league. The only thing about the Browns, even with Stefanski,
your volume went out, Wayne.
Somebody was calling me. Hold on. All right, is that good?
Yeah, you good, bro.
Yeah, it seems to me that Stefanski doesn't automatically trust Baker Mayfield. If you look at the way he's calling games for Baker Mayfield not to lose, other than to win. And they got a powerful running game, and with Landry and Beckham and Njoku, Donovan People-Jones, them boys got weapons. They got good offensive line. With all that said, I just think the Browns have a little bit too much offensively for the Colts.
I think, like I said, I think the Browns, like last game, Odell showed that he was still Odell. Like he had a great game. Like Dwayne said, they do have the potential to have an explosive offense. Like, between Odell, Landry, now Kareem Hunt stepped up. I think Kareem Hunt is going to have a big game because now he gets to become a featured running back again with a team that's actually above 500. So I think he's going to play really well. The Colts, they still have problems. For as good as that defense is, they still have offensive problems because you still got to figure out which Phillip Rivers you're going to get. Their wide receiving core, they got guys injured on there. Pittman just got added to the IR, so they're down another wide out, and they're still on their second running back because Max out. So I think this is a game that the Browns are going to be looking to win because that'll put them at what 4-2, the best record they've had in years.
It'll be 4-1. 4-1 if they
win. Sorry. Oh wow, 4-1. So the best
4-1.
record they've had in years. I think they're going to be looking. I think they're going to be looking to capitalize in this game. I expect them to actually put up some points and win this game pretty big. Go 4-1. You know how excited everybody will be in Cleveland to see a 4-1 Browns team. I think they're gonna win this game convincingly.
Pat.
Ooh, boy, those Colts. Let me tell you something. Anthony, I mean, I got to say, man, the defensive end they got from y'all.
Buckner, right?
Line is special.
Yeah, Buckner, he was good, man.
Your offensive line. They push your offensive line back. I think I would go with the Colts. I think a really good defense beats a good offense, even in today's NFL. I mean, if Nick Chubb goes off, I mean, that's, obviously that's going to be a problem for Indianapolis. But if they can contain their running backs, I like the Colts in a very low-scoring game. I think the Colts defense is really, really good. They swarm. You can tell when guys are all on the same page and are all on the ball and you got guys around the ball. That's a healthy defense, and that's what they do. So,
well, our last for 25 start game is the NFC East game. The New York Football Giants traveled down to Arlington, Texas, to play the Dallas Cowboys. Anthony, you can go first.
I'm going to say this. Remember my post from last week that I will defer to you and Dwayne. Anything Cowboys related, again, what I'm saying? I will never have an opinion on the Cowboys without talking to y'all first because y'all were absolutely right in everything you said about the Cowboys. I watched the game and I wanted to call you both and be like, damn, you guys were correct. But with that being said, I think they should beat the Giants. They should beat the Giants. I'm gonna wait until I hear from you and Dwayne because y'all know better than me. If y'all say they're gonna lose, I'm gonna reserve my judgment and I'm gonna defer to y'all and I was gonna let y'all take the lead on that one. Like I said, they should win this game. I want them to win this game, but I'm gonna defer to y'all.
Pat, would you like to go?
I don't believe the Giants can outscore Dallas. I think that's what it comes down to, and I think Dallas wins, and gives you some life. I just don't. I think the Giants are one of the worst teams in the NFL. So
just wait to see what they say.
I don't think the Giants put up 24, 27 points, and I think you guys can put up 35 pretty easy. So 35-14.
Okay.
I think you're going to smack around.
Well, unfortunately, me and Dwayne talk about the wins and the losses all week. We don't stop like they say. We don't stop talking about the win or the loss on Tuesday when we come in, as they say, and watch the all 22. We'll discuss the ins and the outs of the Cowboys franchise all week long. And we'll probably discuss the ins and outs of the Cowboys even today when I call them a little later. So with further ado, Dwayne, Dallas Giants, sir.
Well, it's the NFL, man. Nobody's 100%. No team is 100%. Injuries is a part of the game. I will never make excuses for injuries. You lose your 2 starting tackles, next man up. So the Cowboys have to settle their offensive line. Their offensive line is an absolute mess. Defensively, they have no effort. They have no heart. They have no will. And there's not a team in this NFL that won't put up at least 28 to 30 points on the Dallas Cowboy defense. So the Cowboys offense have to play absolutely perfect, and they have not been doing that. Zeke Elliott has 5 fumbles this year. Dak Prescott has 2 fumbles, 3 interceptions. So they got to play the perfect game. Now, I don't even know the name of one person on the Giants defense other than Jabril Peppers. So that gives me a little bit of peace because the Giants defense is not that great. But with all that said, I think you're looking at a field goal game. And I'm going to say at home, the Cowboys win by 3.
I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks about who I believe Dallas's best defensive player is, and I will continue saying it until these other guys play to what their potential says they are. And Aldon Smith is their best defensive player, and he hasn't played in 5 years. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Me and Dwayne go back to the early 80s when we can remember where our defense, people may not understand, but it had guys by the name of Dexter Clinkscale, Ron Fellows, Michael Downs. I can't pick the Dallas Cowboys today. I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, but that defense, I don't think people really understand that when it's no longer when you have to question another man's effort, like that's one thing that none of us for work to play the sport that we love. We have jobs. But the worst thing that any of our supervisors, managers, co-workers, they may say, well, Q, when you come to work, you might doze off some. Or Dwayne, when you come to work, you play around with your coworkers. Or Pat, when you come to work, you always got a smile on your face. Or Anthony, when you come to work, you're always in a good mood. The worst thing that you can get from any job is somebody to say your effort's not there. And I know that the Cowboys can say it's a gut check and these players can tweet and all that. But what I seen last week with the effort of that defense, I can't pick the Dallas Cowboys to win. And I'm not saying they're not a better team. The Dallas Cowboys have the talent to be one of the best teams in the NFL. It's not a talent thing. So when you talk about effort, I can't pick them to win. So I'm going to say that Jason Garrett's going to come in there.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And they're going to win 2019. I know it's crazy. I'm saying this, and I don't want it to happen. I'm going to be sick if it happens, but I can't do it. I just don't trust them. And Dwayne will tell you guys, me and him have won at this adamantly, and he says to me each week, Q, how could you trust them? Because I'll try to say the little thin line of hope. And Dwayne will be like, where you getting that from? And I can't, and I'm going to be honest with you, like I can't even, anybody that knows anything about sports, and we have fun because we doing a show. But one thing about sports is when you can argue with your friends that you grew up with, and we all grew up basically together, and it's fun to talk crap and argue and jig with each other. I can't jig with nobody about the Dallas Cowboys right now. Their effort sucks.
it's maddening. Like when I watched the whole Cowboys game, I'm just like, how? Like it's like a pattern. Like you spot teams 21 points, and then you want to play like the greatest game. Like it's like for one quarter, you play the greatest game I've ever seen for one quarter. Like I don't understand that. Like
Anthony, that's because as usual, and as a coach, there's 3 phases to football: offense, defense, special teams. Right now, the Cowboys have one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL. They have a special teams who last year was the worst special teams in the NFL. Their special teams is discombobulated even with the good coach that they have. Their special teams, if you look at them, and Dwayne, we say it every week.
Spending too much time on them.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna move on. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. I needed that. Moving right along. Broncos Patriots, as we say, was postponed till next week. So now we have the Chargers Saints.
No, you got Vikings Seahawks at 8 tonight.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah. See what the Cowboys did to me? Got me discombobulated. Vikings Seahawks.
I like the Seahawks. Russell Wilson in his career is 6-0 against the Vikings. I think he moves to 7-0 against the Vikings.
The Viking secondary is decimated again. They have rookies in the secondary anyway. Cam Dantzler's out. Jeff Gladney, he got destroyed by, I forgot who they played last week, but they didn't play well. And then, this is just going to be another 5-touchdown day. Might be 6 for Russell Wilson. He's been praising DK Metcalf all week, and he's all in DK Metcalf's head. So I expect a huge game from them against Vikings defense that is minus Harrison. I think Harrison Smith might be out too. And minus Cam Dantzler, their decent rookie, and Jeff Gladney. Yeah, I think this is a 5-6 touchdown game. This is a stab game for
Anthony's showing off his advanced scouting on the Vikings, huh?
What
do you think, Pat?
6 touchdown game.
I think Minnesota's a mess. I don't know how they were ranked 7th or overall preseason. They want to pay Kirk Cousins, baby. That's what you get. I don't know what to tell you.
I think Seattle's going to blow them out the water.
Oh, they got 2 losses coming our way. I think Seattle's
Seattle's going to
Wilson.
Go ahead, Pat.
I think Russell Wilson is not your prototypical what you want as a quarterback, but he might be the quarterback I would take first. Like, he doesn't have the size you want, but as far as IQ and improvisation, all of that, maybe Aaron Rodgers, but Russell Wilson's right up with him.
I think that Seattle's going to blow them out the water
Minnesota,
by the first half.
Minnesota.
I think this is the nail in Minnesota season.
Oh yeah. This is
Stephon Diggs trade didn't work out.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Cousins making a lot of money though.
So we got Chargers Saints. Anthony, what do you think?
Like I said, I'm always gonna pick in that situation. I'm always gonna pick the Saints just because they have a more experienced quarterback. Michael Thomas. He's kind of iffy on if he's gonna play. If he plays, I'm definitely gonna pick the Saints because now Drew Brees has that security blanket back. Like Anthony Lynn has now fully committed to Justin Herbert now, which I knew was gonna happen. Like it was almost like he didn't want to disrespect Tyrod, but that's the quarterback that Lynn picked. Lynn and the GM picked. So, and he's been playing pretty well. I like to see that, but I don't think they're gonna beat the Saints. I think Breeze has more of a connection now with Emmanuel Sanders, which can help mitigate the loss of Thomas. But except Thomas plays, I expect them to win. I expect them to win, to win big because that security blanket's back. But outside of that, I think it's going to be a close game if he doesn't play, but I expect the Saints to pull that one out and right this ship a little bit.
Pat, what do you think? Dwayne.
I like the Saints tonight.
Yeah, me too. I like the Saints. I don't think no way the Chargers could beat them. I think the Saints is this is last week was a big game for them, and I think this is the week that the Saints kind of like they righted their little ship going forward. I think Michael Thomas actually should sit down again this game. I don't think they really need him. I think they could get the young kid Herbert. What's his name again, Dwayne?
Justin Herbert.
Herbert to make some mistakes.
He don't have that French Creole like Bobby Hebert.
That's it.
Justin Herbert.
That's it.
Bobby Hebert.
So with that,
you got Bills Titans Tuesday night at 7. Two unbeaten teams. I don't know where the Titans' head is at with all the COVID and all the moving parts. So I like the Bills on Tuesday night in a battle of two unbeaten teams.
Hey, Josh Allen factor. I wasn't a believer, but I think, but he's been playing lights out. He's looking like that franchise quarterback word coming in right now because he always had a prototypical size and the arm, but now Stephon Diggs, man, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley's been playing real well over there. I was like, wow, they're doing something up there.
I think the Bills are going to blow them out, and I'm going to tell you, it's as much as I say I like the Titans and I like the Clowney and Vic Beasley. I think that them with the COVID situation, they've kind of like fell off their stride of just being in a routine of football each week in and week out. And I think that when you miss a week or a week is postponed, it takes you out of your frame of mind. Football players are very routine, even with their bye weeks. This is why they have off during their bye weeks because they don't want to be in that routine. So I think the Bills get them, man, in the signature win on a Tuesday night, which would be interesting because on a Tuesday football. But Pat, what you think?
Who is it? Tennessee and who?
Buffalo.
Tennessee Buffalo Tuesday night, 7:00.
Oh,
yeah, that's a treat, man. We get a treat this week. We get a treat.
That is a treat for a Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
I like Buffalo. Man, I think Buffalo is going to surprise some people this year and win a lot of games.
Pat, I agree with you so much, Pat. I think McDermott is so underrated in what he's done with that Buffalo program up there. And they play to Josh Allen's strengths, man. They play their strengths and they play killer defense, man. Like, I yearn for defense like that. Defense wins championships. I love defensive games, man. I don't like the shootouts. I like the defensive games.
Them boys run around and hit, man. They run around and hit, and they have some players in that defense, but they have some no names that run around and make plays, man. And I saw Josh Allen throw that ball. I'm like, woo. He's getting.
They got Brown and Diggs deep. They got a serious deep.
And they do, and then they got Beasley underneath. You know what I mean? And a decent running game with Singletary and those boys there. My favorite position to watch in football is cornerback. Every year I just put something out there. Who do we think the best corner is?
Davies.
And going into this year, I said it was White, and people called me crazy. But that boy just locks stuff down, man. I love watching him play football, man.
And what's interesting about that, Dwayne, is that even though White is the best cornerback, regardless of what people may think, you got McDermott with his favorite cornerback. Josh Norman is back, y'all.
He's back.
And one thing about Josh Norman in the McDermott system is that his best playing at cover 3. And if you're not careful, because he's comfortable again, he takes chances, and his chances usually lead to interception. So,
well, listen, good, bad, and difference. he brings something that's my theme of the season. He brings effort. Even if he makes a bad play, he's bringing effort every play. You got a guy that wears 25 for the Dallas Cowboys that says, on 70 plays, I'm not giving you effort on all 70 plays. Well, your ass should give your uniform in, take your goddamn helmet off, but I ain't gonna waste no time on them Cowboys like that.
Dwayne, we back at Pop Warner. How many plays he getting?
Yeah, 10 and out. Get your 10 and 6. You're a 10-play player. Sit on there he's gonna sit on there in a press conference and talk about he don't give effort every play. Get your ass up out of here.
You play the whole first quarter and that's it.
Well, because
then got my blood pressure up. I'm about to go take my damn Losartan to get my pressure back down.
well, I need to make a run to get me some Pepto-Bismol because this is gonna be an interesting day.
Maalox, it's a Maalox moment all day.
Yeah,
Q, you should be all right, man.
Thank goodness Raiders Chiefs is on at 1:00 in New York, and I ain't stuck watching them goddamn Jets. Well, I like the Jets, man, but I don't want to watch them. I don't want to watch them either.
With that, thanks everybody for joining the show today. We appreciate you guys for this week 5 preview, and may we see some good competitive football, man, and see a lot of effort out of all these players. Key word for the day is effort. Show somebody you got some heart. Because
hey man, show somebody some love today. Autism awareness today.
Yeah.
You know, I went out there. I did 1.5 miles this morning for also autism awareness. Hey, we love them. We love everybody. Enjoy your football Sunday.
Yep. Absolutely, fellas.